Hey guys, it's Ro. Welcome to another Nerdy Nummies. I got so many requests from you guys to make something Teen Wolf themed. And it is perfect timing because season 6 is coming out, which is gonna be the last season. I'm so sad because I love this series. For those of you who aren't familiar, Teen Wolf is a story about werewolves. So today we are gonna be making a themed cake. Let's get started. The recipe that we're gonna be making today is a red velvet cake. I thought that would be perfect because it will match the slashes on the side of the cake. The things you will need will be 2 1/4 cups sugar, 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of whole milk, 5 ounces of unsalted butter, 1 1/4 cup of sour cream, 4 eggs, 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 4 teaspoons of red food coloring, and 1 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. You will also need for the edible blood 1 tablespoon of water, 5 tablespoons of seedless raspberry jam, 1 1/2 teaspoons of lemon juice, and 1/4 teaspoon of red food coloring. Now let's put it all together. The first thing that we're gonna do is whisk together our flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, and salt. Keep mixing together till it's well combined. Next, we are gonna mix together our sour cream and milk. I'm gonna be mixing it into a large container with a spout at the end, so it's easy to pour. Now, we are gonna cream together our butter and sugar in a large mixing bowl. I'm gonna be using a hand mixer until it's light and fluffy. Now, I'm gonna be adding our eggs one at a time. Crack it, add it, mix it up, scrape down the sides, and then add the next egg. Mix it, scrape it down, then the next egg. Mix it, scrape it down, and then the last egg. Mix it, scrape it down. Once our eggs are mixed in, we are gonna add our vanilla extract, and then mix it up. We've got our dry ingredients mixture, our butter mixture, and our dairy mixture. And now we are gonna alternate adding the dry and dairy to the butter. Add some dry, mix it up, 1/2 of the dairy, mix it up, some dry, mix it up, the rest of the dairy, mix it up, and ending on some dry, mix it up. Our batter is almost ready, but we've got to add some red food coloring to make this a red velvet cake. Mix until our batter is a solid color. This recipe makes enough for an 8-inch cake and a 6-inch cake. I'm gonna be making 2 8-inch round cakes and 2 6-inch round cakes, so I'm gonna be doubling this recipe. Each pan has been greased and I've cut out a piece of parchment paper lined at the bottom. So I'm just gonna eyeball it, fill it up. Oh geez! Because these cakes are in a deeper pan, this is a 2-inch pan versus just a 1-inch, we are going to slow bake, meaning I'm gonna reduce the heat a little bit, heat the oven to 325 degrees, and bake these cakes for about 45 minutes. While our cake is baking, we are gonna make our edible blood. In a medium-sized sauce pot, I am going to add our jam, water, juice, and a little bit of food coloring. Give it a quick mix, and then we're gonna take it over to the stove. Turn the heat to medium-low and whisk the blood and bring it to a boil. Once boiling, turn off the heat and set it off to the side to cool. Our cakes have baked and had plenty of time to cool. I baked 2 6-inch round cakes and 2 8-inch round cakes. I've also leveled them so the tops are nice and flat, and now we are going to stack them. I'm just gonna take some buttercream frosting. I put it into a plastic baggie, just cut off the end, and we're just gonna frost the top of the cake, smooth it out with a spatula, and place the other cake on top. We're gonna do the same thing to our smaller cakes. Frost the top, smooth out the frosting, and stack on the second cake. Now, using my spatula, I'm just gonna clean up the edges. I'm gonna pop these cakes in the fridge to chill for 30 minutes. After both the cakes have chilled, I'm gonna cover both of them in frosting. I set the large cake off to the side, and right here I place the small cake on top of a little turntable to make it a little bit easier. Now we're gonna roll out our fondant. I have 2 measurements of fondant in front of me, one for the large cake, one for the small cake. Over here I've got a little bit of powdered sugar. I got a little sifter right here, so I'm just gonna sprinkle some down onto the countertop so that the fondant won't stick to the work surface. Take our fondant, press it down, put a little bit more on top, and then using this really big fondant roller, just gonna roll it out. We need a really big piece. It's gotta cover our whole cake. So just roll it out as big as you can. That's looking pretty good. Now we're gonna place it on top of the cake. I'm gonna do this by taking the rolling pin and gently rolling the fondant on top of the rolling pin. Just really loose, and here we go. You're just gonna gently take the ends, pull down and press the fondant to the sides of the cake. Then you're gonna take a small sharp cutting knife and cut off the excess at the bottom of the cake. Then using the same small sharp knife, I'm gonna be cutting 4 slashes into the side of the cake to look like a werewolf scratch. Then using a small fondant tool, I'm just gonna insert it into each slash because these are really clean cuts, and werewolf claws, they don't cause a clean cut. We need something rugged. This is looking good. Now I'm gonna do the exact same thing to our larger cake. Our cake is looking great. It is assembled, and now it is time for my favorite part. It is time to decorate. We're gonna be making a cake topper and adding our fake edible blood that we made before. I've got some marshmallow fondant that I've dyed gray and black, a large circle cookie cutter, powdered sugar, X-Acto knife, fondant tool, and some measuring spoons. I made this wolf template in Photoshop. I'll post a link down below if you want to use this image, but you can use any one that you'd like, and maybe you have a wolf cookie cutter at home. I didn't have one, so I just made a little template. First thing that I'm gonna do is cut out my wolf template. He's howling at the moon. We've got to cut him out into some fondant. I'm going to be using black fondant because he's kind of like a silhouette. On top of a cutting board, sprinkle some powdered sugar onto the surface and roll out our black fondant. Then carefully, using an X-Acto knife, cut out our wolf. We're going to make the moon by rolling out our gray fondant, cutting out a circle with our large circle cookie cutter. Then we're going to use the fondant tool and the measuring spoons to make little craters in our moon. Because what's a werewolf without a full moon? He's just a human. Both of our fondant decorations are done, and I let them sit out for a few minutes to harden, and now I'm gonna place them on the top of our cake. I want the little wolf to go about here. Gently press down, and we'll make a little divot, and then using a sharp cutting knife, I'm just gonna put a little slit. This is where his feet will go. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with the moon. Make a mark, make an indent, and let the moon sit in there. Now for our final decoration step, we're gonna add our edible blood that we made earlier on the stove. It's pretty gruesome and I love it. To do this, I'm going to be using a little plastic pipette. If you don't have one of these, you can also use a little eyedropper. This just makes it a little bit easier to control where it's going. So I'm going to suck up some of this, squeeze it all out, let it naturally run down. I'm going to be adding them in between our werewolf slash marks on the cake to look totally cool and totally gross and totally awesome. Ta-da! Here is our Teen Wolf theme cake that we made today. A big thank you to you guys for suggesting it. I am so excited about this. A yummy red velvet recipe, and then we've decorated it with these awesome werewolf slashes in it that look a little gory but also delicious. Then we've got our little wolf on the top howling at the full moon. Ooh, just like werewolves do. I'm excited for season 6. Let me know in the comments below who your favorite character is from the show, if you have one. I'll be posting this yummy red cake recipe and a bunch of photos on RosannaPantino.com, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, so you can check them out there. And if you make this cake, please take a picture and send it to me. I love seeing your baking creations. It just makes me happy. It makes my day. If you have any other ideas for any other nerdy nummies, please let me know. Leave me a comment down below and I will do my best to make it happen. Thanks again, you guys. Bye-bye. Oh, Cookie can't even howl. She goes